Alright guys, welcome to the channel. My name is David. So after one full week of playing with the paddle, here is my review. Let's just say this paddle is absolutely amazing, so stay tuned. Alright, the stats of the paddle. So the core thickness is 16mm, weight range is 8.0 to 8.3 ounces, graphene, which is also reinforced carbon fiber core material for enhanced durability and stiffness, graphene, reinforced raw carbon fiber surface. So I also took this from Pickleball Studio from Chris, looked it up on Google, and the definition says graphene is the thinnest material known to man at 1 atom thick and also incredibly strong, about 200 times stronger than steel. Damn, that's crazy. That means your paddle should be indestructible and last you for a very long time. So that's good news. Next thing up says wholesale honeycomb condensed core. Not sure what that means. Electron foam fit technology, peripheral foam injections. Not sure what that means either. But I do know is a thermoform paddle, which makes the paddle feel more complete. Edge foam as well is pretty much like the Joola, where they put pretty much edge foam around the edge guard, which makes it so, yeah, the sweeter spot is a lot bigger, just like the Joola. Alright, let's talk about the third shot drops with this paddle. So super easy and effortlessly. This paddle is super compact because of the thermoform, edge foam, and yeah. So keep in mind, I'm not using any lead tape, and these footage was the first day of using the paddle. So that was wild. I used to have the Black Ace, and that paddle was so hard to drop with. So this was super nice. Bam, look at that. Alright, so let's talk about dinking. So dinking's really nice on this paddle. With the reinforced carbon fiber, it feels kind of sticky, which helps out your top spin dinks and your slice dinks. Just like the old Model E, the feel of the ball is great, which makes your control much easier. So here's a few examples of me dinking. Alright, next up is resets. So resets feel super nice. I notice as long as I place the paddle in the area being targeted, it bounces off the paddle nicely into the kitchen. With a solid paddle like this, you let the paddle do most of the work during the resets. So here are a few examples.
Great dig on that, David.
Alright, let's talk about the sweet spot. Alright, so first off, do you guys like my drawing? Took me a while. But let's get to it. So the center has a big sweet spot thanks to the thermoform, thanks to the edge foam, helped out a lot. Oddly, the top left, top right corner feels pretty nice. Whenever you hit the ball, it just goes over as if you hit the center, weirdly. And on the sides, however, whenever the ball hits it on the sides, it just dies. It just dies like a dead spot. Same with the bottom left, bottom right. I notice whenever the ball hits there, it's oddly just dies, and also the center near the grip also dies. I know a lot of people recommend adding lead tape. I actually tried it for a couple games with lead tape. weighed it all the way to 9.0 ounces. And not gonna lie, after a few games, my wrist started feeling very heavy. And pretty much I didn't like it. I felt like the hand speed was a little slower and wasn't really worth it, you know. So I took it all off and it plays very nicely. So as long as you're hitting the sweet spot, you should be good. Let's talk about the put away power. So power on this paddle competes with some of the big names out there like the Legacy Pro and the Black Ace. Serving with this paddle feels effortlessly and 90% of the time lands near the baseline, which before I struggled with. Third shot drives hits with power and the put away shots feels guaranteed. With the graphene grit, I'm able to hit a topspin 4-shot easily. Here are a few examples. Last but not least, hand paddles. So the paddle is a little top heavy compared to other paddles on the market. You do feel the paddle being a little heavier, but that's normal, especially with the edge foam, just like the Hyperion. Thermoform paddles just has that extra kick and complete feeling. Against 4-0s and up, you need that power during exchange. As long as I can keep the ball in, I can catch people off guard during battles. Here are a few examples. Alright, so this is the conclusion of the paddle. This is where I list out the top 3 things about the paddle and the top 3 worst things about the paddle. Number 1 of the top things, it feels like a solid paddle, well made. On the thermoform paddle, the edge foam just literally makes the whole paddle feel like a sweet spot. And it's one of the nicest feeling paddle out there. Number 2, power is great. I've hit with the Black Ace, I've hit with the Carbon 1X, I've hit with the Legacy Pro, and honestly, yeah, I agree. The power is one of the best without sacrificing like any of the control on it. So I agree with that. Number 3 is grit feels incredible. Trusted company just made an improved paddle. So the way I look at this way, right? Electrum, when they first made a Model E, the first version, they were one of the first carbon paddles, I believe, at the time. And yeah, and I feel like because of that experience, Electrum just really pretty much pushed this paddle to be like the next big thing, the next generation, especially with graphene. This is like one of the first, if not like the only company that does graphene, and I play it myself, and I would say the graphene makes a huge difference. Alright, so now the top 3 things I don't like about the paddle. Number 1, the original grip that it comes in with. I don't know why they do this, but pretty much I don't like it. It's too clunky, it's too big. I don't like the little ridges that separates your fingers. And yeah, it just feels very rubbery, you know, for me. So people with sweaty hands are gonna hate the grip of it. And when I first played with the Model E, the old version, I actually played with it for a couple weeks with the original stock, and I absolutely hated it. That was one of my first paddles. I didn't know about the overgrips before somebody told me on the courts, hey bro, like try to add on the overgrip, maybe that will fix it. And guess what, it fixed it. I took it off the original grip, added overgrip, and voila, it was a whole brand new paddle. Number 2, I wish I had a longer handle. I myself use a double backhand, so for me to use a double backhand, I literally would have to like choke the throat all the way on top with my left hand. And with that, not gonna lie, so I've been using this paddle for a week, and during hand battles, I noticed, yeah, I would get caught on my fingers. So I know it's probably my fault for that, but I've never had so many cuts, so many bruises on my fingers before, just because it's so high up there near the throat. But yeah, so I would say longer handle would be a good thing. Alright, last but not least, number 3, the name. Model E Elite. When I think of that name, I think of a 1.5 upgrade to the paddle, when in reality, it has all the 2nd gen upgrades. The thermoform, the edge foam, it even has graphene, which I myself think it's a 3rd generation upgrade. So when I think of Model E Elite, I don't think of a 3rd upgraded version of the paddle. I just think of it's a little improvement from the original one. So yeah, I would say if marketing team, if they would have done a whole brand new paddle with all these upgrades, I think that would have been huge. Just because, yeah, it gets confusing with the original one. The other day, I was asking somebody if they wanted to try my paddle, and they're all like, oh yeah, we have the same exact paddle. I'm like, nah bro, this paddle just came out 3 days ago. There's no way you have this one. So it gets confusing with the original paddle and pretty much the new paddle. Alright, and with that said, that concludes the paddle review. This is my first review ever, and I do like it. It's pretty cool. Very time consuming, not gonna lie. I overestimated the time that this would be done. I figured Friday I would finish it, but finding the footage, writing the script, took a while. So hopefully the second review that I do will be much easier, much nicer, well, more, I guess, better scripted. I guess the more videos I do, the better I'll get at this. So yeah, feel free to write in the comments below on what you guys want to see next in the reviews. But other than that, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I really do appreciate you all. And feel free to subscribe, hit thumbs up, all that good stuff. So you guys have a good one. Take care, guys. Thank you.